the liturgy in the physical world is supposed to reflect the spiritual reality. Okay. And so if you just look and observe a mass, you're supposed to be seeing, right, a physical representation of the spiritual reality that's taking
Mm.
place. And 100% of that is going to be based on the reverence that these people are showing. When you see the priest, the way that he conducts himself at the altar, the way that the altar service conduct themselves, that is catechesis. And in fact, like you mentioned, it's funny because when I was, I got into Latin Mass, and most people are going to tell you, like, but do you even understand what they're saying?
Oh my
And,
gosh, yeah.
you know, and my response is, to be honest, at first, no, but it doesn't matter. It's funny because sometimes as you mentioned, we try to make everything very intellectual. But you see many saints, like Saint Martin de Porres, so many saints of the past, I can count, we can list many, that were not
Mhm.
very intellectual, who probably did not understand Latin. And yet they were sanctified through the liturgy. And why is that? It's because there's a catechesis that's going on, even if you don't understand the words. In fact, in some sense, it's actually better not to understand the words because it mystifies it. And when you
Yeah.
when you take away this mystical aspect of the liturgy, and you try to say, well, everyone has to understand every single word that comes out of the priest's mouth, then what ends up happening is you bring the modern sense, right, this modern perspective on this sacred reality. And when you understand all the components of the mass, then in some sense you lose that mystical sacred aspect, and you think, oh, I understand all the parts of it. And then when you let the lay people come in, and I'm not trying to criticize these decisions that were made, but I'm saying these decisions have an effect. They have an effect on the way that intellectually we see the mass, and spiritually the way that we interpret the mass.